The only thing we did, we looked back over the years in our lives, we raised 6 kids, all good kids, every one of them. And we built an equity in our place. And it was during that time that I began to get into the work in the church. I was born a natural leader. I've had various instances around my life where it just fell to me to take care of the situation and run it. Well, I was the youngest man on the crew, and the owner put me in charge of the crew. Of course, there's a lot of things went with that playing tricks on me and one thing and another. The rest of the crew went out to get home from work one day. They'd all left before me and jumped in the car and tried to go. Nothing happened. It didn't go. Finally got out and looked. They raised it up, jacked up the rear wheels. So all it did was spin the wheels. But that was just part of it. And then I was driving a school bus. I was just ready to get on my bus one afternoon about 3 o'clock. There was a phone call come into the bus office from our Presbyterian executive. And he said, a certain pastor, his wife has left him. He has 2 little kids. I think they were about 3 and 5. He hadn't said anything to any of his congregations. His wife had left him for a college student up here. She was taking some classes up at Western. And Penn told me what the situation was, and he said, I think we better be there. Uh-oh. I thought immediately I'd be required to say something before that meeting was over. I didn't have a clue. Never been in any experience like that. Hadn't heard about it. Had anything to do with them. I didn't have a clue of what I could say that would be of any help. Anyway, the meeting went on, and toward the end of the meeting, I don't know how it came up, but I had to say something. About that time, my mind went blank. And I spoke. When I got through, I didn't have a clue what I'd said. To this day, I don't know what I said. But the next Presbyterian meeting, that pastor came to me and said, what you said the other night was exactly what I needed to hear. There's the Holy Spirit working. He put the word in my mouth. And I know it's in the Bible that that's the way it can work. You can get into a tight situation, speak specifically with leaders and judges and whatnot. But don't worry about what you have to say in a place like that. The Lord will put the words in your mouth, what you need to say. And that's exactly what happened there. We moved to cows. We quit milking cows, sold the herd in 1955, and went to doing other things. We expanded the chicken business. We started out when we moved on the place, we had a chicken coop for 300 chickens. And we went along with that for quite a while, and then we built a building, and we could take about 600 birds. And then through the co-op, we were working through the co-op, we built that big L-shaped building we've got there. It was 8,000 square feet. We could put 6,000 birds in it. In 1969, the egg business went haywire. We had a $35,000 debt and no income. Now, I've told Mom this. I wasn't bothered by that. I mean, I didn't worry about it. I knew in the back of my mind somewhere that something was going to happen. And we refinanced the property, and then the school job came up. I was driving bus. And I drove bus, about $300 a month to start with, which wasn't much, but it put bread on the table. Most of you have never heard of this. 2 or 3 people have heard it. But on our first date, I knew she was the one I'd been looking for. She told me a little later that she had the same feeling. The Lord put us together. I had dated a lot of girls over the years. I was 26 then. And every once in a while I'd date one. Well, that might be, but, you know, it fell out. Nothing happened. It never worked. But I dated her. I knew. The Lord put us together. And it's been a great 65 years that we've had together.